Okay, so for those of you guys don't know me, my name is Sierra Kirby. I am the dietitian here with Tribal Health. And I've been started doing some demos with the Foot Care Clinic here in Polson. So I'm going to try and be here every time. And if you try my food, if you listen at all, get some education, you can put your name in the drawing. So next time, when I pull the name, you'll be getting this veggetti. It's a spiralizer. You can spiralize zucchinis, carrots, potatoes. Makes zucchini noodles. Make potato chips sliced really thin. So you can do a lot of different things. There's some recipes on the back as well. One of the first demos I did here was zucchini noodles. So this would be a great thing to use if you wanted to make the same zucchini noodle recipe I did before. So today, for our demo, I did chicken salad, and I wanted to focus on reading food labels to understand the carb content of the food you're eating. So I brought whole wheat buns today that you can eat your chicken salad on, as well as some whole wheat crackers. Okay? So to start, I like to just review kind of what I teach in nutrition for diabetes is consistent carbohydrate intake. So if you're consistently eating carbs throughout the day, it's going to be better for your blood sugar than if you eat a whole lot of sugar at the beginning of the day, let it rise and crash, and then don't eat for a long time, and then eat again and have a huge rise and crash of your blood sugar, okay? So we want to eat carbs throughout the day so that our blood sugar is kind of staying in a range, usually below 180 is ideal. But we want it to stay within a range. That way we're not getting huge spikes, right? That's going to raise our A1C. So for men, it's usually 60 to 75 grams per meal. For women, because we have less muscle, we have less tissue that produces a lot of energy than compared to men. Usually, we eat less, so we have 45 to 60 grams per meal. Okay, so I wrote down some of the information that are on the nutrition facts label. So you can come and take a closer look at these if you want. So for one of these whole wheat buns, there's 28 grams of carbs, 3 grams of fiber, and 3 grams of added sugar. So 28 grams of carbs is definitely lower than both of these recommendations, right? It's less than 45, it's less than 60. 3 grams of fiber. We want to eat fiber because fiber is a carbohydrate that we don't absorb as well as, say, just simple sugar, like from a cookie. Fiber is in fruits and vegetables and whole grains, like whole wheat buns, brown rice, popcorn, quinoa. They have a lot of fiber, and fiber ensures that our blood sugar doesn't spike super high, and it also can help lower our cholesterol levels. It helps us, keep our colon and our digestive healthy, and it helps us take poops regularly. It just does. It's a great thing about fiber. Added sugar is something we want to be a little bit wary of, because if we eat too much added sugar, not only is it going to affect your blood sugar, but it can affect your weight. Most people in our country eat way too much added sugar. So that's just when they add sugar or honey, different things to food. So these buns do have a little bit of added sugar. When you look at a nutrition facts label, you're going to see some percentages on the side. Not just the amount of grams of whatever it is, but also the percentage. So our dietary fiber, 3 grams, is 11%. So this percentage number, is based on a daily value, and that's just an estimate of all the nutrients you need based on if you ate 2,000 calories every day. So not everyone eats 2,000 calories, that's okay, this is just a guide. So 11%, that's a good amount of fiber. If a food has greater than 10% for an item such as fiber, that's a good source, you should eat it. Versus these crackers right here, these whole grain crackers, even though they're whole wheat, they have less than a gram of fiber for 5 of those crackers. So that's a whole lot less fiber. This one would be a better choice. On the other hand, we have added sugar. This one has 3 grams, this one has 2 grams. So on this nutrition facts label, it was labeled at 6% of the daily value. That's kind of a high amount of added sugar. However, we are getting more fiber with this one, so it kind of balances out. This one, we don't have a whole lot of fiber, but we do have a decent amount of added sugar. So crackers may be a less desirable option compared to the whole wheat bun. Now let's get to the chicken salad. So I already have it prepared, but I can go through how I made it. I baked some boneless, skinless chicken breasts. That's the best option for chicken because keeping the skin on adds extra calories, adds extra fat, which we don't necessarily need. In addition to that, I added a half a cup of mayonnaise, a teaspoon of the Dijon mustard. So these are the two sort of dressings we use. I use olive oil mayonnaise because olive oil, even though it is fat, it's a healthy fat. They're full of omega-3 fatty acids. That kind of fat helps reduce cholesterol levels and reduce inflammation in your body. Most people that have a chronic illness such as cancer, diabetes, heart disease, their body has some inflammation which can damage your organs. So this fat can help reduce that. And there's studies that have shown that people that eat olive oil on a regular basis have a lower A1C and lower fasting blood glucose or blood sugar level. So those two items aren't going to add a whole lot of carbs to the chicken salad. In addition to that, we have celery and onion and a little salt, pepper, and dill. Yeah.
So, what about like the chicken that you get in a can and in water?
Yep.
Is that still the same as chicken you're boiling?
Pretty much. The only thing is there might be more salt or sodium in canned chicken, but you could definitely use canned chicken for this recipe. You could do canned tuna for this recipe too. So there's a lot of different options you can do. You can add more vegetables as well. So the seasonings are salt, pepper, and a little bit of fresh dill. The dill is optional. You could have just done salt and pepper if you want. But all of those items, the mayonnaise, the mustard, the green onions, the celery, and the seasonings, they don't really have a lot of carbs. So for a serving of this chicken salad, you might get about 1 gram of carb, and that's from the mayonnaise because you're not eating a whole bunch of mayonnaise, but 1 tablespoon has about 1 gram of carbs. So it's kind of an estimate. If you're, eating that on a sandwich, you might get a tablespoon of mayonnaise. So if we add this up, you have 28 grams of carbs if you decide to eat the bun, plus 1 gram of carb from the filling. You're pretty much at 30 grams. So if you're a man, you could eat 2 sandwiches and you'd be at 60, right? You'd be within those carb limits. If you're a woman, you could also eat 2 sandwiches because you'd be right there at the edge there of 60 grams. However, if you're going to eat crackers, if you eat 5, you get 10 grams of carbs. I was talking to Nancy and Mary, and they're like, well, I might eat a whole sleeve of these crackers when I'm eating it. So I counted, and there's about 30 crackers in here. So if you ate a whole sleeve, we'd multiply this by 6, right? 5 times 6 is 30. So you get about 60 grams of carbs from a whole sleeve, and then you're getting about 1 from a serving of the chicken salad. So you're still within the limits if you eat a whole sleeve. However, just remember, you're not getting as much fiber, so your blood sugar might shoot up a little bit more, and you're also getting some added sugar, which you would in this one as well, but it's just something to keep in mind. Go ahead.
Robert had a question about olive oil.
Yeah.
So what's a good olive oil? What do you want to look for in olive oil?
Usually the best is the extra virgin olive oil. It just is more processed, so they keep it in that darker bottle. And the darker bottle keeps it from going rancid as well. The lighter bottles, just not as high of a quality of olive oil, but they're still good. Other sources, though, of those same healthy fats and oils, you can get from canola oil. You can get from vegetable oil, which are cheaper options. You can also get them from peanut oil, avocado oil. So there's other oils out there that are pretty good, you know, just like olive oil. Yeah. You have avocado oil? Yeah, I like that one too. That one is harder to cook with, I feel like. It doesn't you can't get it as high of a heat, but it's still a good one to, it's good flavor, definitely. Any other questions? About reading the food label or understanding carbs? Whew, it's hard to speak with a mask. Right, you guys hungry? You want some food? Okay.
Yes.
They just came to eat.
They just came.